How about joining me in a glass of beer?
Beer and tea. That's all I need.
Listen, I want to talk to you about your drinking.
What happened? I mess around?
No, you didn't mess around.
Ask me a brew, I'm 40 out to do. Once I'm drunk, I make a lot of things happen. Once the in and south on downtown back through. Usually crack a brew when it's time to run. Hey, motherfuckers! Represent. For those that can drink, just drink and keep drinking.
Blunt to 6 packs and enjoy the fat track.
That's a little something to break the monotony.
I drink 20 40s, smoke 40 blunts. Instead of 5 mics, I'd rather have 5
And then late at night, I catch a buzz getting away.
no shots, drink up and conversate. In the background banging is a funky break. I give it to you raw out the speaker.
What's going on, peoples? Deep Crates coming at you for the Crate Show. Rest in peace, Mr. Spock, Leonard Nimoy. Truly lost a science fiction icon. He lived long and prospered, and I had to tape my fingers together. I can't do it. I just can't. Anyways, rest in peace, Leonard Nimoy. Also, rest in peace to one of the hardest working, best defensive power forwards to ever play the game, Mr. Anthony Mason. Also passed away last week, so thoughts and prayers go out to them and their families, you know what I'm saying? Captain Spock and Anthony Mason, 2 icons. For those of you that don't know, Anthony Mason used to play for the Knicks in the Ewing era. And man, he would just bang and hustle and play his heart out, and was probably one of the first cats to ever really start doing the shaving shit in their heads. Not that I condone that, but he would shave, his barber would put crazy designs and shit. And he was probably one of the first to do that back in the day, early 90s, I'd say. Anyways, rest in peace. Like I said, thoughts and prayers go out to the Nimoy and Mason family. The Crate Show coming at you this week. We've been hitting you up with a lot of 45s. This week will be no exception. The last of our little series on kids 45s and 7 inches and stuff like that. Hopefully you enjoyed them. I appreciate all the comments. Definitely fun to always interact. And hit you up with this week's digs. Stop by the Goodwill store. Got 5 records. 5 records. Thought it was gonna be $5. Apparently this Goodwill is only charging 39 cents a record. So 39-cent finds of the week. Let's check them out. Goodwill. The first one happens to be a soundtrack. The Alamo had John Wayne, Richard Widmark, Lawrence Harvey, Frankie Avalon was in it. But the music was composed and conducted by Dmitri Tiomkin, if I'm saying that right. He did a lot of soundtracks and things like that. I've never listened to it, but definitely into the soundtracks. And for 39 cents, it's a really clean copy, really excellent shape. So we'll check that out. Frat Rock. It's one of those Rhino Records releases. They did, I've shown them on here, World's Worst Records, Volume 2. Again, a really clean copy on Rhino Records. One of those just compilation album type things, you know what I mean? And I found something really peculiar, not in this record, but there was a Last Dragon soundtrack, and I was like, oh shit. And the actual record wasn't in it, but I did find some pornographic photographs from an old camera being developed. We'll try to show them here, along with that receipt from the Goodwill. And now for another edition of Shit You Find Inside Records. This is in the Last Dragon record. We got a girl on her fat ass in a little bikini. Looks like she's giving a little head there. Giving a little more head. And then she's watching dogs play with a tug toy. The Shit You Find Inside Records. Deep Crates. If you know that fat ass, give us a call. Alright, we also found a sealed copy of Olivia from Montgomery Ward. I'm not a big Olivia Newton-John fan. In fact, my sister used to play the hell out of her, so I actually kind of hate her. But this was a sealed copy, and just looked really nice. It's really clean for sure. For 39 cents. Also got Sounds Funny. Laugh, Look, and Listen. It's a comedy record by Earl Dowd. He used to do some writing for Johnny Carson, The Late Show, stuff like that. I don't know. There's a lot of tracks on both sides called anything from The Annoying Kitten to The Big Drink, The Lion Tamer, Echo Cavern, The Mexican Peddler, Indian and the Smoke Signal, Persistent Bread Vendor, and Bad Table Manners. So I don't know what that's all about, but I'm sure there's some good talking samples in there. And then, not a big fan, but on Checker Records, Bo Diddley, go. Go, Bo, go. Yeah, Bo Diddley. 39 cents, super clean, which is what really surprised me. Even the original sleeve was in there and stuff, so I thought that was really cool. Had to pick that one up. You know what I'm saying? Goodwill finds of the week, 39 cents, one time for your mind. You're now listening to a 7-inch by a friend of mine. His name is Amable. This 7-inch entitled Now This, I believe, is still currently available. We're going to check in with him next week. We're going to go look at some of those 45s and kids records we've been showing you and take a look at them. And our action figure of the week, Usagi Yojimbo. Check him out. His real name, he's basically like a rabbit Ronin, and his real name is Miyamoto Usagi. And you might have seen him in the Ninja Turtle series. This is a rare Antarctic press toy line from back in the day. I'm not sure the year, but found that at Goodwill. The packaging isn't that great, so we'll probably open them up. But Miyamoto Usagi, the creator, I think his name is Stan Sakai, and if I'm butchering the names, I apologize, but it's a lot like Gru the Wanderer for all you comic heads. Gru the Wanderer, he's got Godzilla influences thrown in here, a lot of kung fu stuff, and what was great about him is that he owns the right to the character. So he was able to show up in the Ninja Turtles and show up in Dark Horse Comics and show up in other things because the writer-creator retained all the rights to him. He didn't sell, you know, the concept or idea to the company. So Miyamoto Usagi, our action figure of the week. We were ripping down the wall last week. I'll show you a look at it. No cameraman this week, so tripod in effect. Yeah, our beer of the week, this Anchor IPA. I've been on the IPA kick like crazy. That's our beer of the week. Tape of the week from my man Killer Tapes. I'm just reaching you.
Power Records presents the Fantastic Four. The way it began. What is a nightmare? The dictionary tells us it is a terrifying dream, a nightmare. That is what Benjamin J. Grimm enters as he sees
Susie, murdered by Dr. Doom.
elephant that did not know how to listen.
One day, P. Mooney was driving his rock roller down a country road. All of a sudden, he bumped into a great big brown something standing on the road.
As an unsuspecting world prepares to celebrate that happiest of holidays, Christmas, a powerful nuclear submarine running silent and deep under the massive polar ice cap makes its way north to a spot directly below the only inhabited region in an otherwise desolate world of ice and snow.
Last stop, everybody. This is Mannerstown, the please and thank you city. Everybody off, please. Hello, I'm John McFriendly. I'm a bus driver, and I live here in Mannerstown. Say, why don't you let me show you around? We call this town Mannerstown because most of the people who live here are nice to each other. I say please and thank you to you, and you say you're welcome to me. That's the way we talk to one another in Mannerstown.
Under the cloud, he saw a very unhappy-looking bear with a frown on his face. This unhappy bear was hanging onto the dark cloud above him with one wet paw, while the rest of him dangled limply in the rain. My, Love-a-Lot said worriedly. Aren't you going to get a cold like that? Who cares, said the bear. They don't call me Grumpy Bear for nothing, he grumbled.
Did you read this morning's paper? Somebody broke into the museum last night and stole that early Spanish painting, the one believed to be an El Greco. What a shame.
I wonder what time it is. 5 o'clock in the morning.